I'm not going to say a single word about the Tennessee Titans record against the Indianapolis Colts because I was a punter, and there's no reason for me to talk about that. With that being said, we did not punt much against the Tennessee Titans, so you probably have no clue who I am to begin.
Look, I'm unstoppable. Forget your defense, nothing but an obstacle. Run it back, switch it up, call it audible. Serving up them Hail Marys till the game over with the showstopper. So hot, you gotta blow on it. I said I'll huff and I'll puff, then I'll pass to my left while I'm looking to my right. Hit him right in the chest. It be looking like magic. Better give me the throne. I ain't talking about Patrick, but I rep my home. I'm never at the end of my zone. I'm bad to the bone. Eating up these pig skins like they chicharrones. And you a douche cabron. Mira, mira at the mirror on the wall. I'm the greatest of them all. They gon' put me in the hall. Your name is only written in a bathroom stall. Quit your stalling and make a play. My drive too long, pop the clutch, I don't pump the brakes. I know what it takes to gain the muscle, get rugged. These butterfingers be fumbling, squash a scrimmage and rub it in Robitussin. How I give them concussion, they seeing double, they rushing and pass the shovel, the dirt and rubble, I bury them under it. Stay in your huddle and get 10 yards back, never turn your back. I'ma pull your flag, I go full contact, out punch, out kick like a shotgun.
Yeah. All right, we are back. Gonna give it a few minutes, allow some people to go ahead and jump in. In the meantime, make sure you're commenting, sharing, liking, all of it. Like I said, we're back. We took a week off. You know, it's just like that. It's an off-season news lull, you could call it. But you know what? We're back. We got some things to discuss. So yeah, make sure that you are liking, commenting, and sharing everything. In the meantime, how you fellas doing this evening?
I'm doing pretty good.
All right, glad to hear it. How about you, Josh? How's it going over there?
I'm pretty good, man. Pretty good. Excited.
Yeah. I love it. I love the AR5 jersey. I appreciate it. I know that this is this is a bittersweet time for you. Since you guys are out, you get to join me on the couch.
Of course. I wouldn't have it any other way. Wouldn't have it any other way, man.
Oh yeah, Austin. You watching the Heat game, Austin?
Yeah, I got it on.
Oh, okay. All right, gotcha. What's the score?
It just went on a commercial break.
Oh,
I think we're up 3 right now.
Ooh.
Okay. Hey, listen. I would love it if JaMychal Butler Jordan decided to come out and just like do his thing.
Yeah, me too.
I know some Boston fans, and you know what? It's just like their suffering brings me joy.
Yeah.
You don't have to hate like that, man. We understand that switching teams didn't do you no justice this year.
Hey, listen, that's fine. Staying loyal to the Lakers didn't do any justice too. So
It did. We was 13th. We were talking about us, and then we went to play-in and the conference finals. We did good. We served our purpose.
No, absolutely not. No, we're not going to do that. Listen, if we're not going to let Giannis get away with that, we are for sure not going to let the Lakers get away with that. Because Giannis was just like, this year wasn't a failure. And then everybody was just like, yeah, BS, it wasn't. We're not going to do that. You're not going to give me that pep talk. You're not going to give me that thing that you give when you have a 10U flag football team. You're not going to give me that type of fluff.
Well, what I was saying was, at the time of all the other episodes that you saying that the Lakers wasn't a playoff team, and you made fun of me, and I ended up having the last because your team, your old team made it to the playoffs, and your new team didn't make it. But I understand
Oh, well, you know what?
that.
Jermichael Butler Jordan is out there doing the Lord's work. Okay.
We're gonna celebrate. We're gonna celebrate when Miami beat the Nuggets.
Yes, sir.
I but you know what? Okay, so in all honesty, I think if there's one person that I would never have a problem with winning a chip, it would probably be Jimmy. Because
Yeah,
I'll tell you, it's just like Jimmy's probably been like one of the most consistent players that just gets overlooked every year just because of how everything's been going with, with Miami. Like Miami isn't like a flashy team. They're not a team that, is out there just shooting threes from anywhere. Like they're literally just like a grinding team. And that's
I
where we
agree.
are now. Like, so it's different. It's like really different. But yeah, so but in fact, we're getting too far into basketball talk. All right, so let's get started. So, people, welcome back to the Horseshoe Mob podcast, where we're talking about everything Colts and all the good stuff in between. And so, like I said, we're back. We had a 1 week hiatus, but you know what? We're back to discuss all the good stuff. So, before we go any further, let me introduce the guys we have with us: the silent assassin, Austin Cook.
Yeah, what's up? I'm Austin.
All right, and then we have Josue Senior, Josh Senior here with us. Everybody.
Was good. Was good. AR5 in the building.
All right, and I'm Chris Jackson. So whatever. But yeah, so let's go on ahead and get to it. But before we do, please make sure, if you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe to www.fanbattlesports.com. That's where you'll be able to see all the live episodes. You'll also be able to see articles. We actually had a few articles that we had from myself and Josh in the last few weeks or so. A lot of great insight, a lot of great talk. Just go on there, make sure that if you have a chance, just go and read over it. It's just like it's always a good read. So yeah, I think Austin's going to be putting something out soon. So yeah, be on the lookout. But definitely go to www.fanbattlesports.com and make sure that you take a look out for all the Colts related items. And without further ado, NFL news. So hasn't been much, but we did get a couple little tidbits of information. Um, one of which is actually more drastic than we thought. The fair catch rule change. So basically, a vote's been passed that now um, anything that's fair caught, whether it's in the end zone on kickoffs, if it's in the end zone, or anything within 25 yards, if it's a fair catch, it's going to be at the 25-yard line. Now, this is going to be on kickoffs. I told y'all how I personally felt about it, but what are you guys thinking in terms of this specific rule?
I personally don't like it. It's like, why even do the kickoff if you're just gonna let it be a touchback no matter what? If the like whoever's receiving wants it to be.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. I mean, it's like you're taking you're you're taking that aspect of it out. Like, those special team guys, you're once again kind of limiting it. Like they've made it so that I think there's been more rules enforced on special teams than a lot of the other phases, which has been kind of ridiculous. Like they changed rules on blocking, they changed the rules on fair catching. Like I don't know. It's just like I know there's three phases of football, but it doesn't make sense. But what is your thought about it, Josh?
Uh, just like the previous rule, just getting annoying. We might as well just play XFL or some other league. This is getting terrible. I'm there's so many changes. I mean, just let the guys go back to the old ways. Let the guys run out.
I think outside on the porch.
Just let the guys run out. Stop this ignorance, man. This is. Oh yeah, like you said, you fair catch at the 1 yard line instead of being at the 1 yard line. You like you said, automatically go to 25. Like they're stupid, ignorant.
Yeah.
So no,
Yeah, because now
it was just a 1 year trial thing. So hopefully it doesn't work. I heard every special team coach was against it.
Of course they were. Because I mean for special teams, it gives teams an out. Like it basically gives them an opportunity to just not have to worry about doing anything outside of what they would normally like, you know, um, how do I say this? It takes away a very vital aspect of special teams because there are a good portion of games where special teams can make all the difference. Special teams makes it so that you can end up giving a team a very short field if it's executed properly. But the thing is, if you know for a fact that all you have to do is just step on the 2 yard line and fair catch it, that you're automatically getting a 23-yard boost like that.
Or
It makes things ridiculous because, like I said, it's just like there's a lot of punters and kickers where even on a kickoff, because remember, if you can get out of bounds on a kickoff, it's automatic 40. But the thing is now, if you can get inbounds and it's fair caught, that's automatic 25.
so
Like
they changed it from the 25-yard line on the touchback to 40.
no. So the
Oh,
thing
out of
is, no,
bounds,
no,
out of
no,
bounds.
no. I'm talking about
Okay,
if you kick it out of bounds, it's 40 yards. It's been
okay.
that way for a
I got
long
you, got
time. But if
you. Yeah.
you kick it inbounds and somebody fair catches it, if they fair catch it on the 6, then you're going up to the 25 anyway.
So it don't help the kicker then, the or punter.
No,
It don't. Yeah, it messes with the
no,
percentage.
and the thing is, it's dumb because of the fact that, like I said, it's just like it's very easy. And mind you, if you're fair catching it, then that means that nobody can interfere with it. Nobody can really do anything.
So doesn't does,
So
doesn't this rule uh messes up with the kickers? Like they only got incentives in the contract, right? To have so many touchbacks or have so many, that have kick over 50 or 40 yards. Have to average some type of uh yards per punt or kickoff.
I'm not sure how they're going to do it in terms of the rule, but I think the rule still will be that they'll still be able to get the yards, but I just don't think that it'll count towards them in terms of like it won't count against them. Like if they're kicking from their 25 and then kicking downfield, and let's just say they kick it to like the 5, I believe they'll get the credit for kicking to the 5, but they'll still automatically give them the 25 yards.
Okay. Yeah, I don't like it. It's so much going on. It's so much. Just go back to old way. Instead of having these different changes. I don't care if it's a year trial or 6 months trial. Allow them to do what they've been doing. That's why they kick off returns for a reason. They get paid for, you know, doing their job on special teams. Especially with the coaches. So it's a dumb rule, but I hope it fails.
It's you know what it's ridiculous because of the fact that it's knee jerk reactions to things that are supposed to be changed, and sometimes special teams really just gets. I'm gonna say it's just like they really are great in terms of momentum. One special team play that I can go back to was the Dallas Flowers return against the Steelers.
Hmm.
Like that was a huge return. And the thing is now it's just like with special teams coaches, yeah, you'll have the opportunity to run it. But the thing is, if you have a kicker who's really good, who's able to pin the ball, if they can get in position to fair catch it, then you're basically rewarding them for just being in the spot as opposed to making a play. And then the fact that they're saying that this is for player safety, it's just like that's nasty. It's super nasty. But you know, hopefully they'll do away with this after 1 year because this is awful. But in the meantime, more news. Green Bay has actually won the bid to host the draft in 2025.
Boo!
I was gonna say,
Too
how
damn
are we
cold
feeling
there.
about that? But yeah, but Josh, enlighten us on why you feel the way you feel regarding that one.
Everybody that don't live in that area know that that's bad. It's already cold enough there. Uh, who wants to go where it's pretty possibly gonna be cold? Because I mean, shit, it's always snowing in Wisconsin. So I don't know. I won't be going. I won't be going. So yeah, if you guys go, have fun and freeze to death.
Hey, listen, I was fortunate to have moved to Kansas City and
Uh-huh.
been able to be there for it. But yeah, so right now in Green Bay, they had a high of 84 today. Now, mind you, for April, I'm not exactly sure exactly what their weather was looking like, but um, I mean, I get it. You're trying to diversify, maybe just bringing a little bit extra because I think that they might be predicting that Green Bay might be a little bit on the, I'm going to say on the stagnant side now that Aaron Rodgers is gone.
Yeah,
So,
that that might be the year they draft their future quarterback.
yeah, I mean, they could already have him. They have Jordan Love still.
I'm just saying, if it doesn't work out, maybe 2025.
Yeah, yeah, possibly. Possibly.
I hope they don't tank for Arch.
Oh God.
That's a
No.
possibility, but I hope they don't.
Well, you know what? We like I said, this is all conjecture, but we'll see exactly how that comes down. But so last week, when we weren't here, right? I think the week before last when we weren't here, um, they finally released the new schedule, and so everybody finally has a chance to see the new schedule. We know exactly what we're looking at in terms of what teams we're playing. And so far, based on what you saw, because like I said, I'll go ahead and list out the games that we have so far. What are we thinking about the new schedule as a whole right now?
Uh, we're starting off again with division games, a lot of them.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's going to be, we need, if we're going to compete in the division, we need to win early, and it's like we got a new team, new coaches. So I know we've started slow in the past, but it could be different this year.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you, Josh? Like where are you at in terms of the schedule? Because like I said, it's just like the schedule is I mean, we knew what it was going into it, but like what are we feeling in terms of just like where the actual schedule is right now?
Based off my opinion, I want to say F the NFL because they continue to screw us with these early division games every year. It's back to back at that. Back to back. Last year was back to back. This year's back to back. I mean, like Austin said, if that's we want to compete in the division. If that's one of those the criteria and a goal for us this year, we got to start out 2-0. We have to. Last year we
Yeah.
went tie and lost. So
Yeah.
this year, yeah, and that tie didn't help us, of course. We're actually the whole year didn't help us. Um, but we're gonna have to go 2-0 if we want. If that's something that we want to do for us winning the division, if that's a ceiling or a goal for us, is win those first two games.
Yeah. I think it is tough to see where the schedule is now. I mean, the one thing that I will say is that having Jacksonville in Indy for game one, I'm okay with that because for one, we don't have to be in Jacksonville for our first game, but still, it's like playing Jacksonville week one, and it's like okay,
Always a dogfight.
always not only is it always a dogfight, but it's just like that week one game is always a tough game because it always seems like you're playing against having to get in and get acclimated and get everybody kind of on the same page where you're you're doing your best to try to I'm gonna say figure things out as you go along. Um, so as it stands right now, and actually for the next or after this week, the next 2 weeks we're going to be going over the schedule game by game. But right now, just to kind of break down the games that we have so far, we have week one Jacksonville, week two at Houston, week three at Baltimore, week four Rams, week five Titans, week six at Jacksonville, week seven Cleveland, week eight New Orleans, week nine at Carolina, week 10 at New England, week 11 bye week 12 Tampa Bay, week 13 at Tennessee, week 14 at Cincinnati, week 15 Pittsburgh to be determined in terms of the game. That might be one of those flex games. Week 16 at Atlanta, week 17 against Las Vegas, and then week 18 Um, we'll have Houston at home, but of course that'll be another one that's flex depending on what the schedule is and what it is that we're going to be looking at time wise. So that's where we're at right now. So I'm going to say, what do we think that we're looking at in terms of I'm going to say in terms of record, like where do we think that we are in terms of like what is our ceiling, what is the floor, and then what is the ceiling for this team based on what we know now, based on the players that we have right now, and based on the schedule that we're playing against.
I've been saying it for a while now. I think our ceiling is 9-8, and our floor. I think we win 6 games. That's probably the floor is winning 6 games. Things could change, obviously, um, but 6-11 is our floor.
Okay. Okay. What about you, Austin?
So if you just look at it from the outside, our schedule is easy. It is a very easy schedule.
Okay.
If AR comes out good right away, which I don't expect to happen, but I'm saying if it does, which is a ceiling, is him coming out playing great. I could see us winning maybe 11. That's if
Okay.
he comes out week 1 playing good. But I also agree with Josh with our floor is about 6 wins.
Okay.
It's hard for me to look at a ceiling and a floor with this team right now, just
Yeah.
personally.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's early, so it's a little bit tougher to gauge because of how early it is. However, like we know exactly what we have right this moment. So knowing what we have right this moment is very, very different compared to, how it would be if we were trying to guess, come August. Because once again,
Yeah,
come August, it's the team is going to look completely different. And then we'll have a whole entire off season of activities. Um the Colts actually we're starting back in OTAs, but like I said, they're just, they've had some interviews here and there. But we know exactly what we're going to be looking at, come I'm gonna say come August, July, August roughly. So, Josh, you said that ceiling is 9-8, floor is 6-11, right?
Yep.
Austin, you said ceiling is 11-6, and then floor is what, 6-11?
yeah.
Okay. So I think I'm kind of like in between, like kind of where both of you are right now. Like I don't see us going anywhere near 4-13. I'm gonna say
No.
if we do have a record, if we do have a record that's under 500, I think 7-10, 8-9. I'm gonna say for a ceiling, 10-7, 11-6 is possible, but I think it's possibly only because of how this schedule shapes up. Like the thing is, with all the issues, because if you really look at how everything happened, with all the issues that we had last season, we still we didn't do well in the division. But the thing is, I think it was more so by our own deficiencies as opposed to, by anything else that the other teams were doing. Because remember, we beat Jacksonville, last minute on a buzzer beater, with all the issues that we were having with the O line, with everything that was going on, and with Matt Ryan being an absolute crapshoot. Now,
Yeah.
I could see that team being a little bit different now because you see exactly what it is that you need, and you've had this off season to really just like make things happen. I think Steichen, you know, he's very, very familiar with how these teams work, or he's very familiar with what's going on. So I do believe that he'll have a better opportunity. But the I'm gonna say the biggest opportunity slash issue that we may run into is the AFC North.
You are
Because I
correct.
mean we have the Ravens, Bengals, Steelers, and Browns. And I'm not sure exactly how the Browns are going to go. the Bengals are actually a pretty decent team. However, I know that the last time that we played them, Joe Burrow, of course, he didn't have Jamar Chase. That one was a little bit different. And also, we'll be playing them kind of late in the year. So there's no telling. The Steelers, we saw what happened with the Steelers last season. I think that one is going to be a big one. But the biggest thing about this schedule is that we play the majority of those two. Like we played the Steelers and the Bengals week 14 and 15. And then we
back to back.
play, the Ravens early.
Mhm.
So we're going to be looking at something that's going to be just much, much. I'm going to say it's just like it's going to be much different than what we've looked at, especially seeing as last season. But I don't foresee us having a big issue with turnaround or being able to do something good when it comes to, this team and what we'll be able to do with Richardson. I think Richardson is being highly slept on. As long as they don't try to put him out there the way that Greg Roman put Lamar Jackson out there, I think actually we'll be pretty good.
But the only people who are sleeping on Anthony Richardson is the AFC South. Everybody else has been. I have not said anything bad. I'm just saying he's a project, and we have other news. I think it was some guy. Was it George? One of the
Which
writers
one?
spoke about
Oh,
him.
George Bremer.
Yeah, saying how I forgot what he said verbatim, but he was just saying that he's not as raw as we think. Basically, in other words, he's not as raw as we thought it could be. It could be like Austin said, could come out and wow all of us week 1, week 2 throughout the whole season. Obviously, a rookie, so he's going to run into a rookie wall. Probably won't, but if anybody that could defy that would be him. But
Yeah.
our division is the ones that are saying negative things about him. Every day is something nice. That's even Greg Roman on the 33rd team spoke highly of him. A lot of people have been speaking great about him. So it just whoever it is, whether it be our division, outside noise, the kid, he's 21 years old. He's gonna come out. He's gonna prove everybody wrong. Still got chip on his shoulder, even though he was on the he still made it to the NFL. He was picked top 4, top 5. He still got a chip on his shoulder.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that's going to be the biggest thing going for him because it's like despite everything, it's just like they're saying that he's one of the most athletically gifted quarterbacks that we've ever seen. But at the same time, it's just like the thing that they're being most critical of him about is his throwing ability. And
Mm-hmm.
for a quarterback, it's just like he's drafted in the top 5, and they're still saying that basically he's not that good of a quarterback. So, I mean, it's definitely going to be on him to go out there and prove that. And I don't think that he's going to be somebody that's going to take the challenge and just be like, you know what, whatever happens, happens. Like he's going to accept it. And I think we're going to get that grit out of him. And and you know what, I'm going to be very, very, very specific when I say this. I think honestly, Anthony Richardson is going to be the dark horse candidate to win Offensive Rookie of the Year.
That's a possibility. It's a possibility. I think about Rice. I think about the running back from the Falcons. Possibly, could give him a run for his money. Who else? I think that's about it right now.
Yeah, it's going to, like I said, it's going to be different. It's going to be a little bit of an adjustment, but I don't think that it's going to be anything that we haven't necessarily seen. I think it's just it's going to be on him to prove those things, but at the same time, he has time to be able to develop and get better. But also, I do believe that he's better than what a lot of people are giving him credit for.
I got a question though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Lamar came out years ago, didn't they have so much hype surrounding him? Like, did they have any issues of him throwing the ball? And I think Anthony Richardson is a better thrower than he is. But did we have any negative things surrounding him?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, like
Not as bad.
like a lot of those athletic quarterbacks, and I'm going to say athletic because I'm being politically correct. Like a lot of those athletic quarterbacks, they're always going to say, "Do you think about switching position?"
Yeah,
Because that's what they ask him. Nobody asked Will Levis if he's going to change his position because he would look like an absolute crapshoot. But it's they asked him if he was going to switch position. He was like, "No, I'm not going to switch anything. Like, why would I do that?" So there's a little bit of a
but he was
stigma there.
drafted. He was drafted for who he was, though. He, the Ravens drafted him because he was athletic and he can. It wasn't more so of his throwing ability. It was more so of his able to scramble and move out the pocket and make plays. Um, and then with 2019 when he won the MVP is when he was throwing the ball. I think that was like he threw for 4,000, close to 5,000 yards. I think it was 5,000
It
yards in
was I think
2019.
it was close. I think it was close to like 4,000, but it was because I think he ran for I think he ran for
1,000, yeah.
1,000. He ran for 1,000. I think he threw for 4,000. It was either high 3,000 or low 4,000. But
Okay,
either way, like I said, it's just like that's what he was able to do. But once like I said, Richardson is. I'm gonna say while they say a raw prospect, I'm gonna say he's a buildable prospect because
hmm
he doesn't have truly bad tendencies. He just isn't as refined of a passer as some others could be. Which to me personally, that's fine. Because the thing is, at 20, he just turned 21 yesterday. By the way, happy birthday, Anthony Richardson. And today's Gary Brackett's birthday. So happy birthday, Gary Brackett. Um, so Anthony Richardson is still very, very buildable, still very much able to be educated and have a system installed around him that will keep rapidly evolving. I mean, this man has probably what? He has about 5, 6, 7 years until he actually gets to that prime, gets to that physical peak of a quarterback. So right now,
right.
everything that you're seeing in terms of the speed, in terms of the strength, in terms of the arm power, this is all stuff that he's doing while really not being so well versed as a quarterback. Which to me is just like I said, the sky's the limit in terms of what you're able to do. Which is why getting somebody like a Josh Downs is fantastic. Which is why having somebody like a Jonathan Taylor is great. Which is why having Alec Pierce and Michael Pittman and having all these guys around him that can play, especially Jelani Woods. I don't know exactly how Mo Ali Cox is going to go and figure into this, but having all these people around him that are athletic playmakers is going to be huge for him because you're going to have to account for him. You're not going to be able to just, basically have a bunch of guys in coverage and just be like, oh, okay, well, whatever. Because you know that if he actually gets out of that pocket, he
That's
might
it.
make you pay.
Yeah, that's it. Good luck tucking
So
that.
I mean,
Good luck tucking a 6'4", 240-pound quarterback.
exactly. And I mean, you saw like you've seen the pictures, you've seen how things have gone. Like you saw exactly what happened when he played against a defense like Georgia. I mean, for as great as that defense at Georgia was, they had a hard time being able to really contain him like that. And then you have a guy like Steichen who offensively has been very, very, very good. He's
But
going to be able to
adjusting
come in and not have to worry about much. So,
because they didn't have
so
in his offense in Philly. He didn't have a Jonathan Taylor. He had Miles Sanders, which is good, but he didn't have a 3-down back. We got a 3-down
yeah,
back.
no, absolutely not. Absolutely didn't. Which, like I said, makes it even better. So, all right. So that's where I'm at. So Josh, 9-8, 6-11.
hmm
The
Austin, 11-6, 6-11. And I'm gonna go 7-10,
6 and 11.
7-10, 10-7. 7-10, 10
Okay,
and 7. Okay, gotcha.
that's
All
not that's
right.
not bad.
All right, cool. All right. So, like I said, we're gonna make sure that we go ahead keep that noted. And for that, we are actually done here. We will be back next week, and we'll be talking about the first half of the schedule. We'll be going through weeks because our bye week is week 11. So we'll be
Yeah,
going
after that
through.
Patriots game.
Yep, we'll be going through weeks 1 through 8 next week. In the meantime, Make sure that you are going to www.fanbattlesports.com. Make sure that you're going and you're reading the articles. Make sure that you're watching the podcast. Everything will actually be on Spotify, iTunes. All episodes for the season are already on there. So make sure that you go there, listen. Like I said, just come back and then you can comment. And then in the meantime, guys, where can the people find you on social media?
You can find me on Twitter at CookieAustin2.
Cookie Austin 2. See, look, I'm good now. Okay.
It took a year.
2 years, but I mean, who's counting? Who's counting? Let's just get that out the way now. Who's counting that? All right. How about you, Josh?
Well, just like I rebrand my name. So instead of me being I am Josh Senior, I'm official Josh Senior. But I am official, like
Official
AR.
Josh Senior. So that means that anybody else who thinks that they're official is not.
Right. And if you've been following our content on our page on the HorseShoe_mob page, I included the YouTube. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, HorseShoe Mob.
Yes. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure that you're subscribing to everything. Make sure that if you're following us on Twitter, make sure that you get the live notifications so that as soon as we go live, you'll be able to go ahead and have that. But other than that, people, hey, we will see you next week. And as always, just remember, well, actually, before we do that, the Titans got Will Levis, everybody. All right? The Titans got Will Levis. All right? They ain't been right since, okay? Hey, listen. If Will Levis ever scores a touchdown, his celebration is going to be the mayo dip and the holding of the spoon. That's what it's going to be. Just like that. I call it right now.
What
But
about
all
banana
right, people.
peel?
Hey, listen. And the banana just oh god, he ate a banana. Nasty mother. No, all right, people. Listen, have a great week. Have a great weekend. And as always, Sam loves Jalen Ramsey.